So today I thought I would show you all of the changes to the farm in the past 2 weeks. There's actually been quite a bit. Some of it great, some of it still needs improvement, but let me show you what we have. Welcome to my little tropical farm. We'll start with the chicken area. So this is the big area for the bigger chickens. And the biggest change here in both our chicken areas is we have new automatic waterers. Not sure why they're getting so much water on the ground, but this is an automatic waterer and it just provides water as needed. So I no longer have to bring water back here. And this is their automatic feeder. This one doesn't work as well as the one in the other room, but they have food at all times. I do still check it twice a day. And if you look real closely, you'll see that there is no food coming through on this one. And I'm not sure why, but there we go. Now they have some food. They definitely need more in this one anyway. But that's a big change. That actually saves me a ton of time in the morning. All I do is come down and open their door now. I check their food and water, and they're good to go. Now the little chicks, we have one more new little chick, but I'll show you them. There's my favorite chick. But their area is the same. They've got an automatic feeder that works much better than the other one. Still have to shake it occasionally, but they have plenty of food, and they have an automatic waterer back there. They have a new roost, and their separator's been taken down. So, and we have a new chicken in here. So my friends had given me the 2 naked neck chickens. There you see the gray one. And then there was this brown one that was supposed to be a boy, but he's a girl. So this is our new male naked neck. I don't know if you could see him in the middle, right next to he's more skittish than the others, but anyway, so we do have a breeding pair now, or a breeding throuple. But we can breed those guys. Okay, now that's it for the chickens, but that saves me a ton of time in the morning, and I'm not lugging water. Now, if we continue on in the chicken area, that's Ralph the rooster talking to us. These have been replaced and repaired. This is the old one, but they all work. The sink still needs some work. As you can see, I probably need a whole new sink, but not a huge deal. The piping underneath doesn't drain, but we have water back here throughout the whole chicken area, which is wonderful. And nothing else has been done in their area, but the water back here does work as well, so we can get water back there if needed. This is a new faucet, so this works, but water throughout the property is just huge. Now we'll walk over this way, and here's where the sheep like to hang out now. I've got to clean that up because as they hang out, they go potty. But here's where they stay dry. The rainy season is at its worst, typically in October, November. We did not have a lot of rain in October, but starting 2 days ago, so October 31st, the rain has hit pretty hard. So these guys are eating, and I'm going to take you to our new garden area. I think I showed you this once before, but there wasn't much to see. It's really muddy here. Okay, so I think I showed you the new fence. So this goes across the back of the property here. There's also a second fence right here to keep the sheep out of this area, but in reality, they can come around the back if they really wanted to in this area. There's nothing really there that's necessary, but they can come around if they wanted to. So I'm gonna need 2 hands to open the gate. This gate is really tight, but I will open the gate and then show you what's inside. I cannot get this fence open. So I got it close to open, and unfortunately I can't get it open. Don't know if you could see way behind this line of teak trees is a huge area of corn growing. So hopefully that should be ready in another 6 weeks, maybe a little more. And it's a lot more corn. It's almost double the corn I grew last time. So eventually I'll get in here and give you a close-up. And here the sheep are grazing away. One of the other things we've gotten done is, I forget what it's called, but it's got a name in Panama. But this is a burn pit. Now it's filled with water because we've had a ton of rain lately. But as you can see from all the rocks here, it was hard. This was dug out by hand. It took over a week, I would say. And it's pretty deep. And it is, I am going to use it mostly for food waste. Here they burn everything. So I am not going to burn my plastics in there unless I have to. My yard waste will still go in the compost, as will any animal waste. But any food waste and probably some other things will go in here. Now that being said, Panama, I've said this in a couple other videos, but Panama does not have a good way to handle waste. So a good example is I had to give the baby lamb a antibiotic shot, and I still have the syringe, the needle, sitting on my table, because in the US you would put that in like medical disposal, and there's no such thing as medical disposal here. So I asked what I should do with it, and I'm told that should go in the burn pit. So instead of causing a problem and putting that in the trash and potentially someone getting hurt with it, that will go in my burn pit and will be plastic and metal that will be burned. But for the most part, I do not want to put things like that in the burn pit unless I have to. In the garden area, but I'll do a quick walkthrough. This is my little moringa tree. It's actually doing really well. The sheep ate it a few days after I planted it. On their first day here, they got into the garden and ate it. Here are some beans that are growing. They are a bush bean, but I'm actually not sure what kind of bean. They're a small bean, and that's a culantro plant right there. So the culantro is pretty much growing wild around here, which is great. And we've been using a lot of it lately. So, and this is my sugar cane. It's quite big now. Not time to cut it yet, but as you can see, the stalks are doing pretty well. And we will expand this over towards the pasture, although it's got good sun here, so maybe we'll have to expand it the other way. Now, my pineapple is doing great, but they're now being overtaken by weeds and grass. So that will be our next project, to come in here and clean this out. The ñame is doing great. Won't be ready for a few more months. I did a short video showing me grinding corn. So what we did, the ears of corn did not grow very well. So I showed in past videos us harvesting some of the corn, or I showed it in the kitchen. But inside the ears, they were not well developed. So we decided to leave the rest on the stalks and dry them. And then I did a short video of grinding the corn. So it dried on the stalks, then we ground it, and then I dried it. Because of the rainy season, I ended up drying it in a dehumidifier, which took just a couple of hours. It was great. So this will come down next. Not sure what will go here in its place. We may do corn again during the rainy season, but I think it would be better to put things, it's so shady over here, it would make more sense to put things that would do well in the shade. My avocado tree that I planted earlier is doing fine. There's some new coconut trees that have been planted that are doing well. This is a Panamanian, they call it a peach, but it's a very tart fruit that supposedly makes good juice. And here I have a bunch of yucca that is doing well throughout this whole area, and more coconut trees. So this area will be very well shaded, which is great. The mangroves are just a little ways that way, and they give off a lot of heat, which makes this area much hotter. But it does, so the shading will be very beneficial. And here you can see, this is all cassava or yucca. I love yucca. And I'm hoping, there's a lot growing here. I'm hoping that I can not only eat yucca, yucca fries, but also make yucca flour with this. So that is in the future. And I will bring you along for that, hopefully. So I think we planted along this edge about 3 or 4 coconut trees. I'd like to slowly take down these big coconut trees, and try and keep some of them short, but we'll see. Tonight is going to be the sheep's first night in their new little house. They are out there grazing somewhere, so I'm going to get them back. It's a little early. It's not that early. It's 5:30. It gets dark here about 6:15. So usually anytime between now and 6, I am putting them in their new home. But they'll probably come running once they realize I'm here. But let me show you their home. So this is it. It's a little heavy to push, so I'm going to have to figure that out. But it's 10 by 10. It's got 4 wheels. The 2 front wheels rotate. The 2 back wheels do not rotate. They just move straight back. The roof is actually PVC paneling, not paneling, ceiling, left over from the house. It's got just a mesh inside, which I'm a little worried about because I'm a little worried they might try and push through it. I don't think they'll eat it, but they might try and push through it. It's got a gap on the bottom. I would think that potentially a coyote could get in, but it's way better than what they were living in before. Here was like wide open to coyotes. So I think it's better. I think a coyote would be hard pressed to get under there, but it would not be impossible. And we're going to attach a food trough to the side, and decided that we're just going to make a stand for it because it would be too heavy. So the food and the water will move separately. And let's see if we can get the sheep in. I have no idea where they are. Sheep, sheep, sheep. They should hear their alfalfa and come running, but I don't know what side they're running from. Under the thing. So they are coming running. They were hiding under the thing. That doesn't tell you much. They were hiding under the awning by the chicken house. Come on, sheep. Now, they are following me. Hopefully you can see them behind me. Oh, they're right here now. And I'm going to take them in the new house. We'll see how that goes, because they are so used to going into their old one. I just love these guys. They're adorable. Whoops. That's my phone telling me it's time for something. It's, here they come. Come on in. No, inside. Come on. Come on. Oh, Mama. Venga aquí. Inside. They know that there are 2 pans. Oh, let me try and get this in here. There we go. Uh-oh. I heard them and I thought they were coming out, but like I said, I want to lock them in here a little early so we can make sure. I'm actually not even going to lock it today. I probably will at some point, but I don't think they'll be able to get out of there. Hopefully they'll just lie down and relax, but this might not be as easy. One of the things they did like to do in this one was lie down against this wall. I think it gave them some security. So I might put in some walls in there temporarily just to get them comfortable. I think I'll put these up against the bottom just to make them comfortable. I knew I couldn't do this with the camera on, but I did put these white panels that are on the roof against the bottom on just these sides, just so they have something to lean up against and get comfy. And the water's in there too. They'll figure that out. And so I'll come back and check on them in about 20-30 minutes, just see if they've quieted down. They when I come out at night, they will often call for me, or they'll often talk. I don't know if they're calling for me, but they're, making a lot of noise when they hear that I've come outside. So I assume they'll do that when I come out tonight, but they should be fine. And it's like, you can see it's right next to where they were sleeping, and it's very close to the house. So I think they'll be in a good spot tonight. So we have good news today. The baby, Katie, actually nursed from her mom today. So that was good. She's walking much better. She's definitely improved. And both babies nursed from their mom at the same time, and her mom let her nurse. So I do have a bottle for her. She rejected it earlier, so she might be just fine, but I'm gonna just check one more time and make sure she's getting enough from her mom, and see if she wants the bottle. She is traveling with them as they wander around the pasture, but I do still see her sitting a lot. So she's not as mobile as they are, but she's mobile. Like I said, she's limping a little, but very little, and she's walking really well. Her leg, which looked like it was twisted after she got the stitches, seems like it's okay now. So she's doing much, much better. Here they are. Let's see if we can find her. I had a little bit of a scare this morning. Went out to find her, and she was sitting down off to the side, and it took me a while to see her. So again, I see everyone but her, but I'm sure she's out here somewhere. Where's my baby? Ah, I see her. She's where she was before. I don't know if you can see her yet, but she's sitting over there on the side. Like I said, she's definitely not as mobile as they are, but she's staying close to them, and she's doing pretty well. Here, baby, you want some bottle? Do you want that? Come on, stand up for me, because I want you to drink it good. As you can see, well, I don't know if you can tell, but she is thinner than her brother. So I'm not sure if her mom is letting her nurse all the time or she just got lucky and nursed while her brother was also nursing, and therefore her mom didn't kick her off. But she's doing okay. She's friggin' adorable. She is just adorable. Oh yeah, she's really hungry today. So, is that it, boo-boo? Okay, you want some more? Oh, good. You're gonna eat some grass? Now, right next to her, she's sitting right next to a patch of what I believe is turmeric. And it is definitely not turmeric. I didn't bring my phone out this time, but I brought it out earlier. I'm not sure if it's all turmeric or some of it's turmeric, but I believe it is. So I'm in the pasture, so the outside dogs came to the pasture, and there you could see the sheep right past them. The sheep seem to know these guys are okay. They will sometimes run when these guys come near them. I try not to let them get too close anyway. And then my dogs are just in the house barking. My other dogs are in the house barking because they see these guys. I'm going to go get not a shovel. I don't think I need a shovel. Just a trowel to see if I can get up some of that, the roots of that plant that I think is turmeric, and we'll see how that goes. So I pulled up some of this, and it is definitely not turmeric. Not exactly sure what it is. I'll have to do some more research. The rainy season in Panama runs from mid-May, till very early December, with typically October and November being the rainiest months. We did not have an extremely rainy October, but as I mentioned, October 31st, the rains hit, and the pasture just is full of mud. And last night there were puddles. It's overcast today and supposed to start raining again. So this farm being a work in progress, we're going to make some changes. So this is the sheep shelter. It's in the mud. The wheels are kind of stuck in the mud, and it gets dirty about every 2 days. We are going to stop using it at night. Like I've said before, it's not fully coyote proof, so there is some concern until I get my electric fence, which I can't get until the protests are over. More on that later, or another video on that. It's probably not best to keep using this. It can't be moved. I was going to have friends come over today and help me move it, but I think it's going to take like 4 guys to lift it out of the mud probably. So we are going to put the sheep today, starting tonight, in the chicken area. They are going to go into one of the stalls. They're not going to go into the open chicken area. They are going to be locked up in a stall to give them extra security. The chicken area is pretty safe. It's got like a 5-foot high chain link fence around the whole area. But as we know in Southern California, coyotes can jump that high if they really want to. So during the night, especially since this is kind of far from the house and far from the outside dogs that seem to be doing a good job of protecting, we will put them in the chicken area. So I have some cleanup to do today. And as we walk over here, you'll see the sheep have been hanging out. This is just all mud. The sheep have been hanging out back here. And where's everyone else, guys? They have been hanging out back here. And at night, because it starts to rain, I end up putting leashes on 3 of them and dragging them, knowing the babies and the 4th will follow, and dragging them to the sheep house. So this will be a lot easier with their food to keep them out from the rain and just bring them back here. So I'm going to pick one of these rooms. The chickens are not going to be happy about it, but I'm going to put them in the room here. This room is a good one because there's space between all the chickens. It's bigger than the sheep shelter, so they should be fine in here. I'm going to clean it up today and move their food trough. And I don't know where I'm going to put their water for now because they know it's over there. They haven't been going over there much, though. So we'll probably move their water over here for now. Maybe talk to Mario about getting this water trough working again. We'll see about that. So I'll keep you posted on my progress, but got to get this done by tonight. Okay, this morning I cleaned out this area. I laid down what I have left of the rice hulls and what I have left of the hay. They weren't eating the hay. It seems like old hay. So I laid it down. Should give them a little more comfort than the cement, but I have very little. Unfortunately, I can't get more. I might be able to get more hay, but I don't think too many of the agricultural stores on this side of town have hay. And the rice hulls are on the Pan American Highway, and I don't want to risk getting stuck on the wrong side of a protest. So this is what they have. I was stressed about it for a little bit, and then I realized they're only here at night. Yes, they have to lay down on this hard floor, but they've been hanging out on the concrete on the other side of this wall, right here. So it obviously doesn't bother them too much. This way I also have an empty room on both sides, well, empty per se, on both sides before room with chickens, so they won't bother the chickens. It should be easy to get them in here from the, even if it's raining this afternoon, because they won't have to go outside. So now that I have water back here, I am going to fill up their water, a new water bowl, because this was a food bowl that I'm no longer using for food. And we'll fill this up. We'll give them some water and clean it out a little first. And then and put this in here to get ready for tonight. And then they're right over here eating. And it is supposed to start raining any minute, but it's sunny out right now, so we'll see. I tried to videotape me bringing the sheep into their new room last night, but it was just too dark. Even in the daytime, it's fairly dark in here. So they keep wanting to push by this. But this is their new room. I think I showed it to you guys yesterday, but they have water, they have their food trough, and they have their minerals, and they seem fine. They weren't thrilled to be in here last night, but they're fine. They did okay. Here's baby Katie looking for her bottle, but it's way too early. I don't have it, Pumpkin. She'll run away from me as soon as she sees that I have nothing in my hands. Yep. So they're hanging with their mama. Hey, mama, you can't go out that way. I see you see your friends. Come on. Come on, this way. Come on. Boo-boo. Oh. Okay, I'm going to need 2 hands to open this door, but she really wants to go out. The other sheep are right on the other side, so I'll let her go that way. Thanks for sticking with us these past few weeks while we haven't posted too many videos, and for joining us this week. We look forward to taking you along on our journey as we continue to grow our farm here in Panama. Please click the subscribe button and click the notify bell so you're notified of our videos as they come out. And we look forward to seeing you next week. Bye.